Hey guys, Beast Force here, and welcome back to my Phineas and Ferb breakdown. As we're gonna do Night of the Living Pharmacist, as we have 11 to go. With excluding the movie, it's actually 10 to go. We got a long way to go before we get towards the end, as we're closing in. As in this breakdown, we're gonna break down Night of the Living Pharmacist, which is easily my top 3 favorite episodes of Phineas and Ferb of all time. And there are storyboards confirmed it, but sadly I can't find it, as I only found the original ending, as I'm going to talk about it once we get towards the end. There has been a lot of teasers and everything else that is building up to this amazing episode, which actually leads upon this.
And Ferb, Saturday at 8 on Disney Channel.
While it was premiered, it got overwhelmingly 2 million views and many positive results from critics and everywhere, which is by far one of the darkest episodes, and many Phineas and Ferb fans saying that's their favourite episode. I do prefer Summer Belongs to You a bit more, which is still my favourite episode of Phineas and Ferb, but this runs the closest to me. It's because of the stakes were high, there's a lot of things going on, the Finabella plotline, other things happening there, which makes the episode of this special so great. While the musical clips that countdown premiered on June the 28th, 2013, while Night of the Living Pharmacist was in production as early as April 2013, which could have been selected, but it would have spoiled the whole episode if the episode was shown. So that is why it took a year for it. Even though I'm watching it in production order, I feel like the musical clips that countdown should be done it towards the end than the beginning, which would have been much better. But overall, you can't blame for that. Other than different using the repulsinator to turn everyone into pharmacists, which infects everyone in the tri-state area, but the main talking point also in this episode is Finabella. There has been many breadcrumbs of Finabella in recent times in season 4, but mostly on Happy Birthday Isabella, Ain't No Picnic, and Operation Cromwell. These episodes actually build up to something of the arc between the two of their feelings together, which hasn't been revealed yet up towards now. As much as I don't like to say it, there's gonna be one part is very controversial of my take. This isn't rumors or anything else, this is 100% speculation. I think At Your Age must have hindered the development of Finabella's progress in Night of the Living Pharmacist. I'll give you the reason why. At that time, Night of the Living Pharmacist was actually in production in 2013. While Night of the Living Pharmacist was in production in April the 9th, 2013, At Your Age was produced around 2012 earlier, up the way until February 2013, with voice acting recording sessions, a lot of animation, a storyboard, and the stuff was already done. I think at that time, At Your Age was developing around Night of the Living Pharmacist, which could be the reason why Phineas and Isabel never got together in the process in that special. And there's gonna be some people say how. There's actually the original ending of Phineas and Isabella hugging and revealing their feelings, but it was actually removed because it was deemed too much, which I will talk about later. And there's actually some people prefer the original ending more, which I can respect their people's opinions, which I'm not really too bothered about this anyway, but that could be the reason why it's changed because of At Your Age for the bigger review. And there are some people don't like this approach in At Your Age, how they got together, which is fine, but overall, it doesn't really affect for me for what it does. I think I will discuss that once I get to that episode. Enough discussion about this, time to do the special episode of Night of the Living Pharmacist. If this is your first breakdown and you're curious to know how the rating system was, there's a detailed description down below along my other videos, which also had the link down below with the description in my playlist. The 9 writers, Eddie Pittman, Kim Robertson, Bernie Peterson, Patrick O'Connor, J.J. Otero, Joshua Pruitt, Edward Rivera, Aliki Theophilopoulos, and Kyle Mankey, wrote an episode called Night of the Living Pharmacist. Premiered on October the 4th, 2014 on Disney Channel US. Doofenshmirtz's latest enigma accidentally turns the citizens of Danville into contagious, mindless, repulsive pharmacists that look like him who run rampant all over town. Perry and the gang must work together to save Danville and avoid becoming mindless, repulsive pharmacists themselves. Lots of me? Oh boy, I've been waiting for this one. Disney Phineas and Ferb presents. As soon as I saw that, I was like, shit is about to go down. You can see everything's moving as it's moving into the big event, as Night of the Living Pharmacist title has been revealed instead of like a normal episode like we see it, and it flips as it sees the electric static as the pharmacist lab coat is shown, which is gonna foreshadow what's gonna happen in this episode. Also, this is the 8th and final Halloween theme episode, unless it's something happened in season 5, which it was the Nightmare Nator, and some of them don't take place in Halloween, which is another wonder, but has a horror theme to it. You see a blue footprint as the electric static turns into green, revealing it. I like how the green footprint merges into the writers' names. And you can see the platypus footprint as it becomes a normal shoe, revealing that Perry will become a pharmacist in the future, not revealing it intentionally. And you see both eyes moving in different directions, like Perry the platypus at times we've seen it, but as a pharmacist. You can see the orange hand as it's purple ecstatic as it goes to green, as it reveals the creators, Swampy and Dan, which is sick. Freaking sick. And look at the shadow overlapping the Flynn Fletcher's house, even though it's daytime as time passes. I haven't seen that since the second dimension, the opening scene. This is like a video game first person mode, like you controlling Isabella Garcia Shapiro, which is actually her approaching the backyard. Also, the title Night of the Living Dead and also Dawn of the Dead, not the Zack Snyder version, is written by George Romero, who's going to appear in this episode. And you thought Isabella scares Phineas, but it's actually her approaching him. In Isabella's point of view, I like how the camera zooms in as she approaches Phineas fast. Behind Isabella, you see another Finn Fletcher's house, which is animated era, as we're going to see a lot in this episode.
We were just building a new polymer decycler for the binding catalyst. Something I want to tell you.
There are 3 episodes that ties into the Finnabella art, even though Phineas hasn't revealed his feelings yet, either of them, to each other. But the closest we come to was Operation Cromke. Now this is going to be the main point, along with Pharmacist trying to take over the Danville.
About this patch, but it's an emotional bravery patch that I can only earn by walking up to somebody.
Once again, someone interrupting Isabella, telling how she feels about Phineas, as she is blushing right there to try and reveal her crush towards him.
Nice, Ferb. The new power supply.
Hey, what's shaking, bacon?
And this is the second time in season 4 that Beefy interrupt Isabella since Happy Birthday Isabella, and now this. And what shaking bacon is actually a reference to Sir Francis Bacon.
That bacon does not shake.
Sir Francis Bacon?
I stand corrected.
A rubberization rate and rubber-like qualities.
So he means like he can bounce anywhere or jump higher than that. He mentioned rubber, so can you erase something like a whiteboard and stuff?
Oh, you see, Phineas.
The emotional bravery patch. This is going to be Isabella's arc in this episode, not just because of the pharmacist, because she's trying to get Phineas to pay her attention.
Up to someone I care about face to face, that I've got a huge crush on you.
We had some close calls there and there.
Well, that's not the Phineas Lynn that I fell into this situation.
Paris, because my name starts with a P.
My name starts with I.
Are you ready to take the next step?
Here in front of you all along. Wait, you were talking about the puppet, weren't you?
Bounce around the world on a rubber ball?
That was the fun part.
Be a rubber ball.
I wish I would love to be a rubber ball. I'll become as flexible as Phineas and Ferb and the gang would.
Shoot Perry with it and bounce him around.
No. Where is Perry?
If you're watching this in the production order of the original one, that is the last time he will say, "Where's Perry?" The jacket he's wearing is very similar to when he wore it in Undercover Carl with the red one, but in that episode he was wearing no pants.
Central air conditioning.
We don't understand what he's saying, but he said, "You're the one who's causing this with the hot tub."
Work wonders on a bad back.
I'm a little lightheaded, sir.
What am I not paying you for?
While he is an unpaid intern and Alka is actually half broke.
Danville's new water tower, hitting it tonight at his press conference.
And this is going to be foreshadowing what's going to happen at the end of the episode.
It's in high profile, but since it's right now...
It's weird to hear this kind of music, even though Monogram's briefing about the plans.
Carl, Bubbles, you've got 5 minutes.
Act 1 is done, now we're into Act 2. And this is the 5th time we see the super duper mega store, as it started off in Vanessa roughness.
Of Blase teen different, so uninterested, so cool.
I really love you can see different type of magazines in the background. They're doing a good start.
I will ever be this cool.
Well, Candace, you always been cool. What are you talking about?
Super high def intelligent multi-format home entertainment DVR system.
Stacy's not focused around this episode, but her scenes are very funny, which actually makes it amazing. And also, this is their last appearance in the production order, but not in the chronological order.
There are enough holes for his clicker situation.
Man, look at the remotes that Stacy has. Wow.
Stace, good luck. How to absorb her coolness.
Well, you lucky you found Vanessa right in front of you.
Vanessa! Hey! Hey!
Let's see that again.
Hey! Hey!
It would have been better if Candace become more expressive in this scene, like in season 5 at times, even though I want to say that.
I'm shopping, duh.
And this is the 6th time that Candace and Vanessa interact again, as just like many other episodes, as we get to see more of their friendship more by time to time.
I'm in there with the intent to stop Candace.
She knows herself that she is awkward.
Coming over later for a movie night.
Oh, that sounds incredibly cool. Whatevs.
You don't have to act like that, Candace. You know Vanessa and you are great friends.
We just call my mom. I took those squirrels out of the... Right now.
You see the daytime. I really love the background building of Doofenshmirtz with different angles. This is animated very well so far. Perry's glide goes away, but he will be using that for many scenes when it comes.
Time to boogie, baby!
The dance is actually a reference to the Saturday Night Fever.
Get the Dunkelberry Pie ass is having some friends over for a little get-together.
And you know that's a coincidence because Candace is heading there too.
The Repulsinator!
Look at the different wires of the cables of the color and look at the size of all the things the Doofenshmirtz put in the nail.
Automatically become repulsive. So disgusting, so hideous.
And that will be iconic because that's what he's going to become, you.
Roger will become so repulsive.
He's reading the Thesaurus book while looking at his brother Roger.
I rocket by comparison for the entire tri-state area.
Another episode where Doofenshmirtz is trying to take over the tri-state area. Obviously, it fails in this episode until the last day of summer.
It's gonna happen. More power than any other innator I've created.
That's too much power with the electricity is gonna flow because you know what's gonna happen.
Your pie, sir.
Relatable, Doof. It happens to me many times when I touch hot food.
Well, my hands are metal.
Look, I'm shaking bacon. Back to something I didn't even hear.
And that's just Doofenshmirtz breaking the fourth wall as he didn't hear that callback from a mile away by Buford. And that won't be the last time.
Older, sir.
Thank you.
Thing up and down a little bit.
The gang are very super creative when it comes to making inventions for themselves and for others. You can hear the quirky worky song going looper looper loop while Baljeet's bouncing around the tree. You will feel flexibility in your body if you do that. That will make it a lot of fun, but will it feel pain? And they have higher jumping speeds than a normal athlete. Google Plex more, and this is the last time we're gonna see it in the original run. Baljeet bought chips while Phineas bought popcorn. Nice. Take a vacation with the Hawaiian girl, and that won't last that long once we get to the last day of summer. Bouncing while the lights going on. Nice. And she's bouncing like Buford. Lucky she's made out of rubber.
So she'll be here. I bet you all the muffins it has something to do with Phineas.
Once again, the fireside girl revolves around Isabella and Phineas' relationship, and that won't be the last.
Hi, Gretch!
She calls her Gretchen for short, which is nice.
It was rubberized by a machine they built. You know that emotional bravery patch? I'm totally blowing it. Wrong when I walk up to Phineas. As I open my mouth, I completely choke.
I like how Isabella's taking accountability for this because it is kind of her fault, which is the reason why Phineas and Isabella never got together for 10 years, once we get to that episode.
Jump right to it, tell that boy how you feel.
And that's what Gretchen sing, jump right to it, as she's the lead singer. And we all know why, because she's the voice actor of Sophia in the Disney other show, which she does. And also Ginger as well. I really love how Gretchen moves in different sides while she's moving. Great. And the Fireside girls know that Isabella tried to get her feelings toward Phineas and she failed. Hopefully this is the one. Ariel Winter is a very good singer. She is a very talented voice. And that's the second time that Ginger sings since the Waggle dance in B's story. Ginger said fella, just like Phineas said in What Might Have Been, but we'll get to that soon. Look at the words ship, honey, world, bond, friends, and all of that stuff you can see. I really love that the Fireside Girls is supporting Isabella instead of cringing about it, which I like. This is some kind of thing that makes sense when we see At Your Age, even though it has some flaws.
I should tell Phineas how I feel.
And that encouraged Isabella to tell her feelings towards Phineas until we get to the other part of the Pharmacist.
Teenage girl movie night.
As time passes, as it goes into night time, you get to see how the color palette changed with Duffer Evil Incorporated and the sky. That is so cool. It's animated very well.
This foreign art film I found.
This room is very laid out very well. You get to see the pictures in the side, a lot of stuff going on, the food in the table and stuff. Look neat.
Cour noir de douleur et de la tristesse douce.
It means the black heart of pain and sweet sadness, which is translated from French. I'm not sure if it's real or not because Google Translate can be misleading.
Of women's angst.
The lady on the right is Diana, and she is voiced by Solly McGee, who you know for voicing Teen K in At Your Age.
The other one. This one is about ennui.
The lady on the left is Heather, and she's voiced by Celia Ruskin.
Oh, Janice. Candace.
And there's Lace. We haven't seen her since Skilly with her. We do see her in Drizzle Stinaway, but that was in Halloween after the summer.
Only on one finger. It bruised. I slammed it in a drawer.
Download the new Young Apparatus album.
The lady on the left is Birgit, and she's voiced by none other than Bella Thorne, who you know for doing Shake It Up in Disney, with Zendaya, who's actually one of the most popular actresses right now.
To Coffin Shadows now, you to download their songs. I've never heard of them.
We all know Candace knows Vanessa, but Candace started to know about her friends too, which is nice.
And then sewed it back together.
Brother to drive over it a few times.
We don't know much about Bridget, but she does have a brother.
Hello, lady. Dunkleberry pie.
Doofenshmirtz is delivering Dunkleberry pie, but imagine Candace stood up and say, "Aren't you the guy who I served cupcakes in the Five-Star Girl Jamboree episode?" I know Candace's memory get erased, but imagine though.
Snacks covered.
Papuki. Dunkle.
I really love that Heinz Doofenshmirtz being adorable right here. He's really doing everything he can to make Vanessa happy.
Please, Dad.
You watching foreign film? You guys for a lively discussion.
Goodbye, Dad.
I really like Doofenshmirtz trying not to embarrass himself, even though he just wants to join in.
Speak, my nemesis is upstairs trying to...
And you can hear Doofenshmirtz say Nemesis instead of Perry the Platypus with the amnesia near. Imagine he wasn't shot by the amnesia near in the second dimension and their memories didn't get away and he said Perry the Platypus. That would have caught Candace's attention, but I'm fine with that.
Wanted me to stay.
This is amazing. I'm at an actual party with cool older girls. They're awesome.
Even though they're watching foreign films, Candace, I really make sure that she really enjoys it knowing about Vanessa and her life.
Totally hook this thing up. It's
Watch a show, and then another show inside that show, and then the first show again inside that one.
Oh, Stace, it's like the same thing when we see it.
I'm about to give it a whirl.
Oh, Stacy, she used the remote and the other guy's TV was turned off. You can see the man is angry as he sees the TV goes on and off as he walks away.
Oh, man. Mind we could fight a little quieter. I mean, you had to walk away. I mean, we can continue to fight.
And Perry's very smart, just fight with pillows because otherwise Candace will find out and his identity would have been exposed again.
Violent and quiet.
You can hear a peaceful soundtrack as they're fighting with pillows, which makes it awkward.
Holly and Esther.
You hear that soundtrack? We heard that soundtrack again from B's story, where it's like, duh. You heard that before. I recommend you check that.
I think it's overheated.
The first person who's gonna turn into a pharmacist is Roger Doofenshmirtz, his brother. Who else? As the repulsor there hits Roger, you get to see he's slowly turning into a mindless pharmacist as it makes it dramatic effect. That is so neat. I like that. But shame we don't get to see fully, but I like it.
It's gonna blow!
Perry the Platypus always falls for something no matter what from Doofenshmirtz and everything.
Up for anything, Perry the Platypus.
And that summarizes at nearly every episode why Perry gets trapped.
Something's going to...
Just like the foolish question, why does everything explode so easily after it destroyed?
It's the universe making a joke at my expense.
It's because you always have bad luck, Doofenshmirtz, as everyone runs away knowing that it actually affects the pharmacist in first instinct.
Happened to Mayor Doofenshmirtz.
The second one is Melanie, as she slowly transforming into a pharmacist as the white lab coat transforming, as her face slowly transforms into a pharmacist, morphing into it. That is great transformation. Looks like everyone infects to become Doofenshmirtz as a mindless pharmacist. We're going to talk about it more after Act 2. Everything is about to go down in Act 3. Oh boy. I like how they bounce during the night as the light reflects it as it goes off as they get away from it. That is very, very cool.
Hey, Phineas! Look, I really need to talk to you, and I'm just gonna jump right to it.
Is this the day that Isabella finally reveals her true feeling towards Phineas?
That emotional bravery pad tell you... No, get away!
No! We were so close and this happens.
Mrs. Fireside?
Isabella put her belt out as she puts on her Fireside Girl uniform very quickly as she puts her beret on, as just like Superman did. That is fantastic.
Isabella Garcia Shapiro, Troop 46231.
I like how they remember Isabella saying troop name, which is so nice.
Pharmacist! Pharmacist!
And this is Miss Fireside Girl, and this is Miss Fireside's second appearance on this show since Fireside Girl Jamboree in season 2. And this is also the last time that Carlos Leachman, also who voiced Doofenshmirtz's mom, will be voicing this character as she passed away in 2021. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
What does that even mean?
She doesn't know what pharmacists mean, but you will soon in Candace Against the Universe and Drugenfest. Pause and yep, front face Phineas in Night of the Living Pharmacist. Isabella meeting Fireside, which will be the last time we see her for a while, until she appears in the cabin.
Irving?
Hi, guys.
And we see Irving again, just like the previous breakdown I did, and that's his only scene in this special. It's not just the giant floating baby head turned into a mindless pharmacist, it's Isabella's mom as well, but she's worried about Fireside but not her mom, which is strange.
There goes my biscuits.
Another front face, and they do need to haul ass because they're running out of bounce left and it's wearing off. 2 front face Phineas? We didn't see that early in Act 1 and Act 2, but in this act, maybe because of different animation and stuff.
Some kind of pharmacist.
Looks like the whole town's gonna turn into a mindless pharmacist.
If he touches you, turn into a pharmacist too?
And that's true, if you get infected by the mindless pharmacist, you become one of them. But if in The Walking Dead, if you're infected by zombie, you become the zombie. In The Last of Us, if you touch a clicker and be infected by it, you become the clicker. And you know what's funny? The voice actor who played Phineas, Vincent Martella, was in The Walking Dead as Patrick as he turned into a zombie.
Another one.
I know nothing about pharmaceuticals.
Oh, Buford, remember in Bully Boss, you met Doofenshmirtz, the pharmacist.
Another one.
You're
Get
infected.
it down.
Is Buford trying to protect Phineas or he trying to infect him? What are you doing?
Okay.
Perhaps our rubberized skin might be acting as an insulator.
And they started to realize that rubber could be the reason why they are not infected, while they need to retreat to go back home to find rubber clothes. Can you imagine that Phineas and the gang never invented the rubber invention? Imagine.
Contagion must be transmitted by electrostatic charge.
Literally. Longer.
You should have just run away instead of standing quicker, but you wouldn't find out about the rubberization actually doesn't affect people.
Back to the backyard and re-rubberize.
Imagine the rubberization didn't wear off sooner. They would have found out quickly.
Tri-state area is in chaos and repulsive, mindless pharmacists run rampant all over Den.
Whole pharmacist thing again.
Every time Doofus getting called a pharmacist, he doesn't want to admit, you are Doofus, you are a pharmacist.
Own action news reporter Dawn Addedead.
Dawn is voiced by George Romero, who did Dawn of the Dead and Night of the Living Dead, the two movies from the old days. And you know, if anyone plays Call of Duty, he's from Day of the Dead, the zombies one. Who played that version? Let me know in the comments down below. And he passed away in 2017, July. Nearly 9 years.
Here in downtown Danville exists touching people who turn into pharmacists. Mindless, repulsive pharmacists.
Lots of me!
Lots of...
And he's getting infected by the mindless pharmacist. Without George Romero, we will never have Dawn of the Dead or Night of the Living Pharmacist, The Walking Dead, and The Last of Us.
Let's go to the weather.
Me, let's go to traffic.
He's been affected already? Wow.
Lots of me.
How did they get in the helicopter, or they just touched down first? Looks like Gordon Gusavarimu is being affected too.
Entire army of me to take over the tri-state area. You know, the volume.
And that could be good or bad. The good thing is you would take over the tri-state area and you can't be infected. The bad is, what would you do when no one is here or being infected? And the song is about to play is called Army of Me, which is actually seen in the musical clips The Countdown by Kelly Osbourne, which we haven't seen for a year, which actually takes a long time, but we see it now. And it's the Andrews sisters. Haven't seen them for a while.
And me, and also me.
I like how you can see the plates, the cups, and all of that. Poor Jeremy, even though he doesn't have a speaking appearance, which we don't need anyway, he's getting turned into a pharmacist. Imagine Candace saw that, she would be pissed. Looks like Django's dad was turned into a pharmacist while painting a mural of Doofenshmirtz. Look at the mindless pharmacist infected as to create a doof sign, which we see many with different signs with other things in real life.
Oh, wow.
Also, I forgot, people turn into pharmacists, which is actually a reference from The Matrix Reloaded and Revolution, where Agent Smith infects people and turning him to himself. I compared back out to Night of the Living Pharmacist City Hall, and it looks exactly the same, except it looks much darker in Night of the Living Pharmacist compared to there. So they did redraw it in some aspects.
Rest of the tri-state area.
Fun by small children and their silly jokes.
There, doofus in the lab coat. Even a punchline.
Everyone will still call you a pharmacist if you still wear the lab coat and trying to take over the tri-state area.
Name of Dr. Hines. Come back here. You guys are my arm.
You can see mindless pharmacists walking away from Doofenshmirtz, the Hines one that isn't affected, and that's going to be the reason why he had enough.
We're losing our balance.
Oh no, it's been destroyed. I can't really blame the gang, they didn't know at the time, but they are completely screwed because there's no time to rebuild it because pharmacists will come closer to them.
Pharmacists trash the machine.
Should do it inside. There's too many pharmacists.
And that is a smart thing to do it inside while pharmacist is closing. And also barricade the doors or the windows.
I didn't vote! Ah!
Another one.
Okay, put it on another rubberization wrap.
Another one. Another one. Another one.
This is gonna become a meme every time I see France Phineas.
Calm down, Buford.
WJOP TV, which is actually a broadcast version of the TV version of Phineas and Ferb for the news.
And so begins.
You can see the Graverance director's cut menu as you see different sides. We don't see it closely right there.
So, yeah, no biggie.
That swirling music again. We heard that from the Were Cow episode when Doofenshmirtz with his evil flashback and stuff, and the bending machines with Doofenshmirtz's fear. And Stacy doesn't turn around as she is oblivious, but that's funny.
So this is a French film subtitled in Spanish.
Many foreign movies doesn't make any sense when you read it.
That lady wearing a goat head.
It isn't art unless it's difficult.
They really watch this movie because of art. That is what goth is. Don't open the door, Lace.
Hey, Vanessa.
Don't open it.
Let me call him and see what's up. Your weird clone thingies are down here. Could you please just...
Vanessa wasn't really phased until the mindless pharmacist attacking her. Sis girls are in shock to see this. This is not a surprise because it's gonna affect everyone.
Come on, get in! Even by my dad's standards.
She does know that her father was raised by arcelors and her family been weird at times, but we all know that's true.
It's all over the web. They're all over town. Touches you, you become one of them.
And that's what Phineas said earlier, and I like how they're using social medias or webs to find out what it is. Great stuff.
We're doomed. See weird stuff like this all the time.
Well, learning from Candace's experience, she's right.
My life's gonna end wearing a fake tattoo.
What a bunch of babies.
Says the one who crashed out many times, but you're doing very well, Candace.
Weird situation plus danger. Phineas and Ferb. Should check and see if the boys are creating zombies.
Once again, Candace accusing Phineas and Ferb for creating something which they didn't. In the last special, she accuses Phineas and Ferb for destroying Summer, which it wasn't them. And now she's accusing them for creating zombies, which wasn't them.
But when teenagers get together and win the game if I actually do what you say.
And I really like that Linda knows that Candace is hanging around with Vanessa and her friends, but it is a dangerous situation.
Chill out.
Fine. I've got no bounce left.
We'll build another rubberization rack.
Phone networks are still...
You still have electric power.
Every time they're gonna say something positive, this is gonna go from bad to worse. The night is very dark and you get to see slowly the lights turning off as it causes a blackout for the second time since Blackout in the end of season 3.
Something weird is going on.
This is not my dad's everyday weird either.
When she found out her dad's being weird at times, she doesn't really care that much, but if it comes extreme, that's where she will take it seriously.
I should have just hung out at Stacy.
And Stacy doesn't look behind, which is great.
I just love Blackout.
Unless someone tries to rob you or hurt you, sometimes blackouts can be a bad thing.
Hello, pleased to meet you. I'm Lauren.
Even though it's a mindless pharmacist, Linda still doesn't remember who Doofusmus is since they went on a date and they never met ever again. But Lawrence did a few times when he became evil, which we saw in Bullseye. A mindless pharmacist touches the thin flesh as you get to see turning into a pharmacist as they morph into it. Another good transformation so far. Oh, look at this weird thing of Linda before she becomes a fully pharmacist.
Oh no, they got Mom and Dad.
Another one.
Way to repair these circuits.
Looks like Phineas and the gang are completely fucked unless they find a way.
With Zoom!
There's always a way. Isabella teaches the emergency preparedness class would build a generator in her sleep.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
I know you're gonna get tired of doing this, but I'm not. I have to do this.
I thought she was... Who saw her last?
You did when she confronted you about her feelings to you before she saw Miss Fireside turned into Pharmacist. Everyone does. Phineas is crashing out because of Isabella. That's where Phineas is finally started to realize that he cares about Isabella a lot. And this is the second time he had a crash out since Summer Belongs to You, where he was stranded in an island.
Chill out, you fine. I'm vindicated.
Don't really blame Buford here because Phineas tells him to chill out and now Buford is mocking him. Can't really blame him.
Got to know what's going on? Print is back, baby!
I think the lookalikes are Joshua Pewitt or J.G. Ortega and Martin Olsen, the news vendor, and he's voiced by Noel Wah, who you know for many roles.
This is all stuff that happened yesterday.
Of me, baby.
Surely nearly every civilian in Danville is covered up by pharmacists, but only Phineas and Ferb, the gang, are the only one left. Fireside Girls 2 and Isabella. Imagine Doofus never left the switch here. Perry would have been fucked. More climbing in near the Anata. Look at Perry's expression. He looks terrified. Looks like the mindless pharmacist sees Perry and he is screwed and he has nowhere to do it. He just accidentally found a plunger which is made out of rubber. Good thinking, Perry. Perry's not giving up without a fight.
Lots of...
And we all thought the mindless pharmacist touched Perry, but it turned out to be the normal Doofenshmirtz. Act 3 is done, now we move into Act 4. If you're watching the Disney Plus version, it will show the intro from Night of the Living Father's transition to that.
Lots of me. I'm just kidding. It's me.
and you can tell his eyes in the same direction. If it's different, then Perry is screwed.
Those guys are annoying. My startle space.
He has a chair, a pizza thing, boxes, a barbecue, or a lot of that. That's very
Prohibitively expensive. I wanted a panic room. Other me's. They're really working my last
Lots of me. Lots of me.
You're the only doofus that can't be affected because they look like you.
You hungry?
I'm unbrittle. As you get to see Perry hands change, which is an animation error.
Drusselstein board games. Kleptocracy.
Keeptocracy, the board game, which is actually a reference to Monopoly.
Vanessa used to love this. Vanessa!
Now you finally started to realize your daughter is in danger and she can become infected by you.
Before they get to her, a me. That's every child's. The children aren't afraid of turning into me.
I'm saying turning into your parent. That's what's scary.
Well, that's true. Imagine your kids grow up and becoming parents. That is scary. We've seen evidence of Doofus versus parents, how he been through. And they did barricade the doors, the windows, and every place of the Finn Fletcher's house. Well done, Phineas and Ferb and the gang. Another one.
I hope she's okay. Maybe she's back by now.
Mindless Pharmacist is surrounding the Garcia Shapiro's house, but why would Isabella go back there? Phineas knows Isabella a lot more than he does.
The periscope can see.
And I hope she's okay.
Even though Phineas is oblivious about Isabella's hint, at least Phineas cares about Isabella.
I'll never forgive myself.
And her judo, hapkido, and jiu-jitsu patches.
So that means Isabella is a skilled fighter. She can do anything. No wonder she threatened Doofus once in Candace Against the Universe.
But those are all grappling techniques. Not just one of them. Then.
He's right. Even though Isabella and everyone knows karate techniques, you still get touched by the pharmacist. What would Isabella do? Think, Phineas.
I bet she's at Fireside Girl headquarters.
And this is where Phineas knows Isabella. They know each other for a lot of years.
We're across town.
Stand protected. We're sitting ducks.
Need some sort of insulating armor.
Phineas has been hesitating at first, but he's starting to get smarter once he's starting to build up of confidence. Rubber darts, a clown suit, a canoe, and all of that. This can become good and useful to fight against these mindless pharmacists.
2 steps ahead, as always. Ferb, I know what we're gonna do today.
And I thought he was going to say today, but thank goodness he said tonight because time has passed.
The power goes out right in the middle of the movie. I got the power generator package option.
Every time I think about the power generator of a zombie apocalypse, it will be The Last of Us. Every time you want to turn on the generator, there will be clickers or other things will come after you. It's like terrifying.
Please make sure to wear included protect. Right, here we go. Nice!
He just pounded a mindless pharmacist without even looking. Luckily she's wearing rubber gloves, otherwise.
I am good.
Don't touch me! I don't want to be a pharmacist. You get touched by a pharmacist, you become a pharmacist.
This is by far one of my favourite references in this special.
Oh, I don't know, perhaps the disease infects your clothing as well.
Hey, it's Shaun and Ed from Shaun of the Dead. Anyone who watches this, Shaun of the Dead is not a kid's movie. It is a violent movie, as there are zombies that happen in this movie as well. Not just that, the guys who voice Ed and Shaun are the same voice actors who voiced them and played them in real life, Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. When I first saw this reference back in 2014, I was shocked, I was jumping, I was over the moon. This is by far one of my favourite references of Phineas and Ferb in this special, and still to this day.
Insinuating that my clothes are alive. Scarier than these pharmacists.
Lots of me.
In this universe, he's getting infected by the mindless pharmacist, but in the movie, he didn't, and he got saved by the army and defeated the zombies.
Lots of me.
They should have gone to Winchester, have a nice cool punt, and wait for all of this to blow over. Get that reference? Yes? No? Maybe? This is reused in many episodes of Season 4, but with darker elements. When you're in the middle of apocalypse, just use the glider to get away. You should be carrying shit like that all the time. And you hear the music? It's kind of weird. It doesn't really suit the song for this episode, but I kind of like the vibe of the OST.
Agent P, not come headquarters. Alka has fallen. I repeat, Alka has.
Hearing Alka has fallen has given me the chills. Just Zombie Marsh's delivery has done very well.
At the source of the contagion, protect those who haven't been infected or our last hope.
This line gives me the chills and anxiety as Major Monogon calls him the last hope. I was like, oh my word, shit is about to go down.
Or the Omega Platypus.
That's a movie reference from the 1970s, The Omega Man. As Monogon gets infected, you get to see he morphs his beard and his hair as he morphs into a pharmacist.
Lots of... I used to be Carl.
And this is also another animation error. Why is he holding 2 bars when he's switching the watch off? That's an animation error. And I really love that Beef is trying to protect Baljeet from getting seen.
Fireside Girls headquarters is only a couple blocks away.
And they're all wearing rubber clothing to make sure that they don't get infected by the pharmacist. Nice.
Look alive, boys!
Even for a special episode like this, the soundtrack has some badass. I realized this soundtrack was in the Flash game when you had to fight these pharmacists. And there's actually a Flash game called The Walking Doof, where you have to fight pharmacists to protect yourself, where you can add characters and buy items.
Odds on me.
And that was the same soundtrack that was used in this show for this special. Do you know that dun 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 dun? That soundtrack reminds me of Black Ops 2.
Hey, it's your dog.
Oh, Buford, you are so wrong. Looks like animal agents can become pharmacists too, but what about Norm? Is he a robot? Can he become a pharmacist as well? Where is he? When I first saw it, I was like, they are so screwed.
Contagion must have a different effect on animals.
I wasn't scared, I was terrified. They are getting their ass whooped by Alka agents as pharmacists. Man, they're getting chased out here. And I really like that Perry's mission is to protect them. Not just the gang, his owners too. Perry the Goatopus being the guardian angel. He's the MVP in this part.
And no.
I've had enough to hear with you, me.
And this is where you had enough right here now. Every time Doofus tried to create chaos with his emitter, he's trying to reverse the damage.
Sick of the sound of my own voice. Understand where Charlene was coming from?
You're mentioning about your ex-wife during the apocalypse. What happens if she turned into a pharmacist too?
Turn on your creators. They're all cliché. I'm just letting you know.
Another emitter where he tries to create something big, but it backfires and it turned on him. Where did we heard of that before? Act 4 is completed. Now we're into Act 5.
We gotta figure out a plan. I'm gonna go hide in the bathroom.
That will be a bad idea. What happens if the windows are open?
Out an obscure noise in the kitchen. Walk backwards into a dimly lit room.
Domestic horror films?
Well, you should have went to Stacy's house and watched Grievance.
Oh, safer in there? Lots.
Too late. They're already in the bathroom. You need to get out of there. I like how the camera zooms in closely as you get to see the different angle of the pharmacists as they're closing in. We didn't see an expression from Candace earlier. Looks like I take it back.
Oh, I knew we should.
And why do you stand there? Just run with them. And there's the Fireside Girl Lodge along with the giant floating baby head becoming a pharmacist.
Katie, bar the door.
And that's a reference to Catherine Douglas, who prevented assassins from getting to King James I in Scotland in 1947. And which would be later used for Jane Watcon's Riley poem, which in 1894, which Katie barred the door, meaning there is trouble ahead.
There's everywhere. She's probably still with Phineas and Ferb.
She's under the lodge, but they don't know it yet.
Perimeter alert! Put out that light. Friend or pharmacist?
It's us. Let us in.
Imagine they didn't say that and pharmacists right in the trail. They would have been screwed.
It's Phineas and Ferb! And Baljeet.
I really like how Addison's looking at her. It's like we don't have much time because pharmacist is gonna be on us any minute. And we get more Baljeet and gingerbread crumb. Not as much, but yeah.
Are you here?
Isabella's still out there?
And she's probably wearing a lab coat by now.
Oh boy, you have no idea.
The odds of anyone survive this long.
If anyone can do it, Isabella can.
I really love the voice actors putting a lot of effort in this episode with the pharmacist happening. That is great.
Sooner or later, they're gonna figure out when they're gonna come in here. And they're gonna
Lock it down so no one is gonna get in here, you hear me?
Man, he got bitch slapped by Gretchen and tells him to make sure that he's straightened up.
I am so in love with her right now.
That's the third time he said that. He said that in the second dimension. He said that in the Gordian Knot episode. And now this with Gretchen. They're actually fan for of Buford and Gretchen together. And I wouldn't mind this either. As much as I like Bridget, I wouldn't mind Buford having a romantic couple. But then again, also I wouldn't mind him and Baljeet becoming together. Which is fine either way. And that's the first time we see Isabella since Mia Pharmacist screen Pharmacist in Act 2.
Sorry, we lost track of you.
There's no time.
And they know it as well. This is going to play a huge part in At Your Age.
Only non-pharmacists left in Danville about where this started, about how it started, and reverse it.
I really love that Isabella tries to find a way to reverse it. She is a true Fireside Girl leader.
Where it started.
We know it's 6 feet and 2 inches tall.
The song is called Triangulation, which is actually sung by Isabella and the Fireside Girl. And this is Parry Grit's favourite song. And Roger is 6'2", as he's taller than his brother, who is 6'1". You can see Roger's expression while he's getting fired by the Inator. Isabella's good at calculating the angles like that. And it's a coincidence that is in Doofus Evil Incorporated. Isabella's very intelligent. I like you see different equation and maths everywhere.
Pretty upbeat song for a desperate situation.
And they know they can't stay there for too long. They need to find another way otherwise.
That building looks familiar. Oh, I guess that's why.
They're still affected by the amnesia there, but Phineas used to be inside of it.
It'd be a good idea to board that window.
And now you're gonna let them in?
Close the window.
Now what?
The longer it keeps going, the more tension is gonna create for them to get turned into a pharmacist. And front face.
Building, I'm sure we'll find our answers.
Look at Perry in the dark covering the shadow while the moon is showing. That is dope. That would be a sick poster. Perry the Goltopus is being a guardian angel. He will do everything he can to protect his owners and his friends. He's using the bin with the grapple gun to make sure he lured the pharmacist away so that Phineas and the gang can strike. I really love that everyone's being very smart in this episode. That's what makes this episode great.
Doesn't matter. They're distracted. Let's move.
Look at that aura that Perry had with the gliding while he's standing there with the bin. That is sick. He did lock the mindless pharmacist in the repo yard, but he's leaving his glider behind. He could have just flown away quickly. Mindless pharmacist as Alka agents destroy Perry's glider. And there's Pinky. Isabella's gonna be so pissed. And Perry is fucked. Looks like he could have had the backup glider, but no.
In here. What's going on with your dad? His schemes normally aren't this successful.
Well, yes and no, because this is the 12th time Perry failed to defeat Doofus since he failed to stop the Inator fired at Roger, but there are times his successful Inator doesn't work, but this is at times.
I'm pretty sure this was not that.
But they'll know what to do about it.
She finally realized Phineas didn't create zombies, but they will know what to do.
We made it!
Time is ending to rush in blindly.
Walking slowly, but then again, there's pharmacists in the building, so there could be a one-way traffic.
Another one. Another one.
Beaver should not have leaned in the car because that will cause a lot of noise, but then again, it's not his fault because pharmacists are in the building.
Here they come!
The quote that Isabella said, which is actually a reference for Left 4 Dead, which I actually put in the screen.
Come on, let's go!
That's what Johnny said in Doof 101 as well.
Sanctuary!
This is why we broke up.
A Finabella breadcrumb as Phineas is holding Isabella's hand. That shows you why the Venpocalypse line doesn't work for me. We've seen Phineas and Isabella holding their hands so many times, but this doesn't work in Venpocalypse, and it felt out of place, but this works here because it's building up to something. And they are surrounded, and they're gonna get turned into a pharmacist. At least it bought Phineas and the gang time. The purple static comes as Gretchen becomes a pharmacist, as her nose comes first as the pharmacist's clothes comes out, as she gets dragged into it as she becomes a pharmacist. As it cuts the commercial, you get to see two different angles of Isabella's looking at the glass.
Can't help them now.
They sacrifice themselves, so you have to save yourself and find a way.
Something to block this door. Hurry! Unexposed.
Mindless pharmacist can be done, but I like how he takes off the rubber as he exposes Phineas.
Thanks. You alright?
I'm alright.
We still don't see them revealing their feelings towards each other. At least Phineas is checking on Isabella. Finabella breadcrumb, I guess.
I'm okay.
The mindless pharmacist touches his face as Valjeet's gonna turn into a pharmacist. That is pretty smart because his face doesn't have rubber. Valjeet grows taller as he becomes a pharmacist, like a caterpillar like that, as he transforms it. Could have been better, but okay.
Buford, what are you doing?
And I really love that Buford trying to sacrifice his friends to make sure they protect them, to keep them safe. But you could have come with them anyway.
Fresh! Yippee-ki-yay, you pharmacist! Yippee-ki-yay!
And you know that's a reference to Die Hard.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
He really could have been bait without taking his clothes off.
Yeah.
And that won't be the last time someone will take their clothes off once we get to that. Perry's getting ganged on. Looks like that's the end for him.
There's a platypus. He said need a lift. That's what I totally missed.
And this is where Duke had a heart as he saves Perry the platypus, knowing that he had enough of his me's.
You might still want to buckle up, though.
Well, you did fly a helicopter so many times before this episode. I don't know what you're talking about. And I really love the night all shadowing with the other buildings apart from Evil Incorporated.
That'll hold for now.
You don't have much time. Make a run for it. Another one.
It's locked.
My heart was racing right there. I knew this was the end until I thought it was.
Any idea?
I'm petrified beyond all capacity for rational thought.
The quote that Ferb said is a reference to Ghostbusters.
Candace?
Yes, Isabella. Ferb.
This is a reference from the Rocky Horror Show and Shrek 2.
Isabella. Ferb.
This is the 9th time Vanessa crosses paths with Ferb. The last time that happened was in Justin, but that takes place after the summer, and Excalibur, which takes place in the alternate universe, and musical, even though it's just a musical. The last time the actual cross paths was in Summer Belongs to You, and that's it, and they never saw each other ever again, until now.
Enough! We have to get upstairs. The hole upstairs is crawling with stairwell it is.
They're screwed either way, so they have to go on top of Doofus when Evil Incorporated where the Aeneas is.
It insulates against the infection.
I know how you figured that one.
If you listen to Phineas and Ferb now, you will know a lot, because you're not.
Grievance lady! He's so oblivious.
I thought it was about Stacy getting caught by the pharmacist, but it turned out she's not looking behind.
Keep climbing.
Hurry up. The last meal alive.
Same. If I was walking down the stairs so many times, I would be just tired of flat out.
This is a Lulu, even for me. I'm so sick of myself. Things can't get any worse.
You talk about creators turning on your own cliche. What about things cannot get any worse cliche? It always happens. I'm surprised the helicopter's not spawning yet. Oh yeah, this used to be the image that was the teaser back in the day before this special came out in this part. If I was in a helicopter with a mindless pharmacist, I would be shit scaredless.
My dad's floor. Was crawling with them.
This frame is not as iconic, but Candace, Vanessa, and Isabella. And don't forget, in the future, there could be future sisters-in-law.
There it is! Stay where the rain came from!
And they did found it, even though Isabella's voice kind of sounded like Mickey Mouse.
To get rid of all those zombies.
You mean pharmacists, but zombies at the same time. Looks like you got your wish as it's spinning around. I have no idea spinning a helicopter will actually hurt the pharmacist, but it works and it bought some time.
Strange and unusual.
The person who lives here has insurance.
You mean you because you live here.
Ah, crud. Vanessa!
It's you! Okay, so what did you do?
Oh, to make Roger
For the power surge, and this happened.
It's because you overcharge it way too much with the wires and all that stuff, which is the reason why the repulsinator becomes like a mindless pharmacist zombie raid by infecting everyone.
Electrostatic charge that's changing everybody. The conductor that neutralizes.
Water neutralizes static.
Water should change everyone back.
Whenever the water touches electricity, it becomes static as everything goes off. And the water turns a mindless pharmacist back to normal. So why couldn't they make a water gun or something big to make sure of it? But they do anyways.
Is that a bit of a leap?
Scientist, I'm gonna go with him on that.
Also, this is the second time that Phineas and Ferb interact with Doofer since the second dimension. The fourth time for Candace, and also the second time for Isabella, as it won't be the last when we get to the revival.
A water pistol lying around.
Go and get it, or make something, quickly.
A way to get everyone in Danville wet at once. The contagion could start again.
And Phineas is right as well. Once you blast them with water, it will go back to the mindless pharmacist, so they're screwed anyway.
Wait till it rains.
When does it ever rain here?
Rarely, in one time, the Great Indoors do build the raininator, but yeah.
The water went out with the power supply of water.
Roger was filled with the Danville water in supply earlier, and now that's gonna play a huge part towards the end.
We could build a point system to get us over there and some sort of giant sprinkler to spray the whole city.
Spare parts laying around here.
I really like how they're building something for the platform to get into the Danville water supply, as the pharmacist could wake up any moment now. And this is the second time that Phineas urges him not to use the self-destruct button since the second dimension when he removed it. And you hear that soundtrack in the background? It is actually the theme from The Beak.
Fellas?
Told them off. And don't forget to rub her up.
You need to haul ass quickly, otherwise you'll get infected.
Why?
Doofer doing the crane kick position, just like we seen in Karate Kid, which is a reference.
Why are you wearing that?
Well, everyone else was dressing up.
That's it. Everything's built.
Right, first shoot the grappling hook, which attaches to the service platform of the water tower.
That's a reference to the Dirty Dozen, but you're doing this while the mindless pharmacist is closing in on you. You gotta hurry or leave.
And the vortex sprayer up the line. Right up in the basket lift.
You reach the tower, I'll climb to the top of the tank.
Thank you, Candace. That is what I want to hear during Apocalypse.
Bella will attach the connecting claw to the vortex sprayer.
Yes, we can't hold them much longer.
I agree with Vanessa. You could have just gone in there and explained it, then just stand there while the mindless pharmacist is coming after you. Hurry!
Is that button activated?
Time it took to build a scale model.
Lots of me.
Hurry up, guys!
They are taking so long, they better hurry before they get turned into. It's taking a long time.
Great shot, Ferb.
And she compliments Ferb's badassery once again, just as always. No wonder that Ferb and Vanessa end up together in it at your age.
Behind you!
Candace! No!
It's pretty underwhelming that Candace turns into a pharmacist instead of morphing into it. And I really love Vincent Martella says no. The voice acting in this special is brilliant.
Hey, what's that over there?
As Perry's getting in touch, he turns into a pharmacist straight away, which is kind of underwhelming. One of the most underwhelming transformations into a pharmacist so far in this special. And he has that Giga Chad chin. It may be underwhelming transformation, but this is the first time Perry the Platypus actually speaks. And it's obviously D. Bradley Baker providing the voice, but we hear him trying to speak in the Animal Translator episode and it didn't happen, but in this special we had to wait for it.
Not Perry the Platypus! Oh, not Vanessa!
Vanessa slowly transforms into a pharmacist as the electric standards around her, as her chin grows bigger, as eyes and all of that morphing into like Doofenshmirtz does as a mindless pharmacist. This is what Candace and Perry transformation should have been.
Lots of me.
As much as I like Doofenshmirtz, it's kind of your fault. It's the reason why this happens. And I'm happy because now you're starting to realize this has gone too far with mindless pharmacists actually controlling the whole tri-state area and infecting everyone else, including your own daughter. As your parent, as you say earlier, becoming your parent, which is scary. And you got that, which is your worst nightmare.
No!
And he's taking his clothes off like Buford.
That's it! That's it!
You can see Doofenshmirtz is wearing a jumper, but he's wearing an undersleeve or a short sleeve in recent episodes.
Freaks, fresh meat!
And that's going to be a callback. That's something that he didn't hear from Buford. And also, he's wearing the same pants as Buford did, but he actually has a skull in it, which I checked.
With the clothes.
I know, what's that all about?
And that's the second time he said that since the shake and bacon earlier. Wow, you gotta love Doofenshmirtz.
Wow, look at that. We may be the only ones left.
Yes and no. Doofenshmirtz because he's not really infecting, and also Stacy. More of them is gonna break the rope.
If we don't make it, Danville falls.
I really love the way Vincent said Danville falls as it's urgent. I think they're just model sheets of a mindless pharmacist that's put in there. And they're climbing up, you better do it fast.
There's the vortex sprayer.
Every time I see the mindless pharmacist closing in, my heart is racing every single time when I first watched this. It's like, oh no.
We're not gonna make it.
No, you and Isabella will make it.
And I really love that Ferb sacrifice for his bro and Isabella to make it for the vortex sprayer. Lovely lad. He's smacking them with the butt. There ain't no butt jokes in this episode apart from this.
Ferb, I can't.
The way to save him is to keep going.
When Ferb got turned into a pharmacist, my heart was racing even faster because the stakes are so high, which makes the special episode so great, which is memorable. Mindless pharmacist is chasing and you want to reveal your feelings now, but they did it in the most dramatic way, which actually gained a lot of love of it.
Come on. I like you too, Isabella.
And she reveals her feelings towards Phineas, and it's about time. They finally let this in. After August the 17th, 2007 to October the 4th, 2014. 7 years, 1 month, and 18 days since we've been waiting for Isabella and Phineas to get together. We had some breadcrumbs. We had a lot of moments they came close, and none has that. But this special is finally time, but it won't last that long.
Gosh, I've always felt...
And he finally realized it. You've been oblivious the whole time as Isabella trying to get hints from you, but you don't know. But obviously it's Isabella's fault too, but obviously it finally time. This is one of the most well-written episodes of Finabella in this special. Isabella trying to get him attention earlier until the pharmacist raid happening, and she tried to do everything she can, but it ends up getting in the way again. I love that it slowly builds up from the start of the episode with the emotional bravery patch which she tried to get from telling the boy how she feels, and she did it until what happened next. As much as I like the At Your Age approach, even though some people don't like it, I really like the confessions and stuff before Phineas kisses Isabella. This does it 10 times better in this direction, and I wish they got together. But overall, you can't have everything. I don't want to bring the Venpocalypse negativity, even though I like the finale. I feel like the Finabella plotline is out of place as it could have been much longer. The holding hands plotline just felt out of place in kind of a time. We do see them holding hands together many times, but this special did it 10 times better overall than this. And I'm glad they did because we've been waiting this for so long and this happens. But the inevitability will come to fore.
Get away from her! Go!
Lots of me.
You can see Phineas morphs into Doofer as his face changes as it fades in afterwards, which is kind of underwhelming, but it's okay.
Phineas! Get it together, Fireside Girl! To save Phineas! You to save Danville! Just stop talking to yourself!
Also, a special mention to Alison Stoller. She plays a great voice acting role in this special. Well done. While the electric is around her, you get to see her nose become bigger as she morphs into Doofer, as she looks a bit weird in this frame, but she did press the red button on time so it can work. Oh, look at this frame. Isabella becomes a pharmacist. And there it comes. I wish we get to see the transformation in reverse, but I wouldn't mind it anyway. We see a transition of water straight back to a normal person. And I like how you can see Buford is still naked, half naked, I mean, after he turned into a pharmacist.
What happened to you? And I'm pretty sure I don't want to.
No sense at all.
Oh, right.
Always. I hope they do a Hot Fuzz reference or the Ends watch. Looks like the whole Danville's getting wet.
Oh, who am I kidding? Look at me.
Pretty cool under pressure.
Bad yourself.
Thanks. It was good hanging with you.
They already been friends before, but we see more of their friendship in this special as it goes onwards, and I love it. I really love Candace and Vanessa's friendship.
Probably without the threat of a zombie apocalypse.
It erased some people's memories of this part, but they do remember the zombie apocalypse part, which makes no sense because Phineas and Isabella don't remember one clue.
Definitely. We'll play a game of kleptocracy.
Even though a lot of mess is caused by Heinz Doofer, I really like how Vanessa still appreciates him no matter what. What makes a father and daughter bonding so great.
Are you okay?
A little foggy. Remember building the vortex spray for that? I've got no clue.
Me neither.
And we thought they got together until they don't remember the thing after the vortex sprayer. There's actually an alternate ending when I get to the final thoughts. All these episodes that's building up to the Finabella breadcrumb leads all the way here, and sadly nothing. Looks like the last one is At Your Age. The episode started off with the sunset, now it's headed to the sunrise towards the end. I think this is the first time that Isabella failed the patch, with the emotional bravery patch, I presume.
Yes, everyone seems to be noticeably lab coat free.
In the walled city of Danville.
What about the rest of civilization?
The rest of the mindless pharmacists are outside of the wall, which is strange because no one is cured apart from the rest inside the wall. And that wall gives me Attack of the Titan vibe. And there's also an alternate ending where Perry cleans up the pharmacist with water, but again, it doesn't get seen, but I'll show it in the final thoughts.
Horror movies. So unbelievable.
And this is speculated, some people say it's not on canon, but Dan Power made it clear the entire episode is canon instead of a film Stacey is watching, which is the end card, which Stacey TV merely said the end title card of the Grievous movie she is watching. So this is actually confirmed true, but if it's canon, how did Doofus with the mindless pharmacist outside the wall get freed? There are a lot of questions needs to be asked which we don't know, but I wish we got some answers right now. Then again, this episode came out for a decade, so yeah. And that's the song Lots of Me, as this is the third time Doofus rap, as the no original song is made up for it, as it entirely exists in animation.
Even I can tolerate.
This part was reused for Gimmer Show Roller Coaster the Musical. This song is so uncanny and it makes no sense, and I love it.
Town thinks I'm kind of a creep.
He's wearing the same purple tie from Doof 101, which I haven't brought down yet.
I'm trying to say is there's lots of me.
Such an iconic song, such an iconic special. Everything else was very special. The writers, animators, and everyone else deserve a raise for making this episode. Well done. If I can describe this special, it will be epic. There are a lot of words that I tried to say about Night of the Living Pharmacist, but I'm just speechless with, even though it came out for a decade and still to this day, which it still is my top 3 favorite episodes of Phineas and Ferb. Now for the ratings. The plot will get an easy 5. This is easily one of the most heart-racing, intense special I've watched since the Second Dimension movie. There were a lot of them afterwards, but it didn't capture as much as it did, but it's still good regardless. I love that it started like a normal episode with Phineas and the gang using the invention to have themselves to bounce around the tri-state area, with Perry trying to thwart Doofus resonator again with his repulsinator until it overcharged too much, which is the reason why Doofus Roger must become a pharmacist, and everyone in Danville too, which did. I really like how it includes Candace and Vanessa's plot as they hang around in her room. Isabella was about to reveal Phineas's feelings when the pharmacists start attacking, and that's what kicks stuff off to a great episode, and that started to use the insulation to make sure that they don't get infected while pharmacists keep growing from the outside. They go into Fireside Girls Lodge to find Isabella, who was trying to triangulate to find out where it came from in Doofus vs. Evil Incorporated. I also like how all the plots with Vanessa and Doofus go together with Perry along with Phineas and Ferb, the gang connected once. The progress goes on, and I really love that Perry's a guardian angel to protect them. Phineas and the Ferb and Isabella found Vanessa and Candace as they went on the roof of Doofus vs. Evil Incorporated to find the detonator of where it is. The gang found out that water can change everybody back to normal, but they need to go to the Danville water supply and use the vortex sprayer on everyone around it. Phineas and the gang actually goes in the platform while Vanessa and Candace become pharmacists, which bought them time. While the pharmacist was chasing Phineas and the gang, I really love that they didn't forget about the Finnerbell plotline, which has been the main reason in season 4, but sadly they don't remember after Isabella used the vortex sprayer to bring everyone back to normal, while everyone outside the wall isn't. I really love that it is very engaging and intense, and it has a lot of things that intertwine with 3 different plots, all 4 to connect. Others face their own problems finding themselves against the pharmacist, and they did a great job of telling that and what it makes up for the plot memorable. Characterization in this special will get a 5. This is by far one of the strongest characterization that I've seen since the previous special. We start off with Doofus and Perry trying to fight each other, as it turned out that the repulsionator hit Roger, but everyone becomes infected in Danville. Doofus want to take over the Tri-State era since season 1, but he started to have enough of his own, but time to time. Doofus fear that Vanessa will become like him as a parent, with Perry being a guardian angel to Phineas and the gang to protect them from Evil Incorporated. But his glider was destroyed by Alka agents as a pharmacist, and Doofus saved Perry in the helicopter as he had a change of heart. Doofus is happy that his daughter is safe, and he started to realize that it's gone too far with his daughter becoming a pharmacist, and he had enough. After everyone is back to normal, Heinz and Vanessa get along very well in the end. I also like that Candace and Vanessa are involved in this plot as well, and the writers played around with the characterization in this special, which focused more around their friendship and their bonding since season 1. Candace learned how to be cool with Vanessa's friends, including Lace. They started to find out about the pharmacist infecting everyone in Danville while they were trying to escape, until they found Phineas and Ferb and Isabel heading towards the roof of Doofus and Evil Incorporated. Candace and Vanessa fight the mindless pharmacist to make sure that they get to the Phineas and the gang buy some more time to get to the Danville water tower, as they both got infected too. After everyone is back to normal, I like how Vanessa and Candace complement each other, knowing that Candace didn't do too badly and their friendship got more bonded after this special, including Katu, The Last Day of Summer, and Jussel Stinawee. The gang is also involved with Balji and Buford, who are the same, with Buford being fear about the pharmacist and have no bounce left. Phineas and the gang use an insulation cloth to make sure that they don't get infected and go to the Fireside Girls Lodge where the Fireside Girls are. They also played a part of convincing Isabella to jump right to it to Phineas, and they played their part while getting infected before they head into the building. Well, Baljeet was infected too, with Buford realizing even though he's a bully, he cares a lot about his friends, including Baljeet, while sacrificing himself to become a pharmacist, while Phineas and Ferb and Isabel get up to the roof of Doofenshmirtz. Ferb sacrificed himself to make sure that Phineas and Isabella get to the top of the water tower with the vortex sprayer, knowing that he is the man of action. We saw Carl and Major Monogram as usual, as they are the same. It's nice to see Sean and Ed from Shaun of the Dead and the animal agents being the same despite being pharmacists, and Miss Fireside for the last time. The most talked about point is Phineas and Isabella They did have a lot of breadcrumbs and hints, but we don't get to see them confess about their feelings properly until that special, which is perfect. It started off with Isabel trying to confess her feelings to Phineas to try to get her an emotional bravery patch, but it keeps getting in the way. She chokes a lot of times, but Fireside Girls urges her to jump right to it, which actually motivated her to tell her feelings towards Phineas, as she was close, but Pharmacist infection happens. Phineas and the gang went back to the house while he was worried that Isabella was infected by the pharmacist, while he started to panic and worried about her, as it shows that he cares about her. Phineas and the gang find Isabella in the Fireside Girls lodge. He is happy to see her, but they go together to do for the Evil Incorporated building, with Phineas being expelled, while Isabella using the bravery pack to make sure that the installation clothes don't get exposed. They do go together to the Vortex Square while mindless pharmacists are closing it, but Isabella finally gave in to her feelings towards Phineas until he got infected by the pharmacist, which is a damn shame. This would be the episode that they finally got together, but no. Isabella pressed the Vortex red button while spraying water all over Danville and saved the world. Phineas is happy to see her, but they don't remember, which is a dud. But this is the strongest characterization I've seen from these two so far. Overall, everyone's characterization in this episode are great. Visuals, it's a 5, obviously. The visuals has a lot of things to go into this special, and that includes the pacing and scenes that don't drag on for far too long, which made it great. Civilians turn into mindless pharmacists, songs, endless action, sunset tonight with the atmosphere, the songs and the voice acting. Everything in the visual part is strong, while there are plenty of lot of animation error, but I can forgive a lot of things that made it great, which all weights the positives over the negatives. Importance is a strong 5. It is because it's one of the most popular specials of the fandom, and everyone still talks about it to this day. It plays a huge role for decades, which remembers a lot of things from that special. The Finabella plotline, Perry being a secret agent, Duther being a goofball, Candace and Vanessa, and saving the world again. That tells you why it's not important, because it is, and it's canon face to Dan. I recommend you go back and rewatch this in your own time. Entertainment is a 5. Do I really need to talk about entertainment in this special? I don't need to introduce it again and again. You look out for yourself. Watch it from the start to the finish. You're gonna have an enjoyable ride. It's the first special of season 4 to get a 25 out of 25. I don't have enough words to talk about this special. It's just a lot of things that is captivating from the start to the finish. A lot of things happening, the harmony in between, the mindless pharmacist infecting everyone, and a lot of things going on which makes your heart racing. Overall, easily one of the best specials of all time, and it's very rewatchable on its own. Amazing stuff. There's actually 3 alternate endings that was cut or not in this place. Major Monogram and Carl are patrolling.
Well, that's encouraging. Well, safe until we can land with proper assistance.
Perry dressing as Kill Bill to use the fire truck to spray water on the mindless pharmacist outside the wall. And this is the ending that Joshua Pruitt, the writer of Phineas and Ferb, was implying at the time, and this is what it means. Sadly, it didn't get made in the final cut, but in my head canon, it's canon because Perry's a GOAT. It has to be because Dan Poverman said Night of the Living Pharmacist is canon, so... And the second ending includes different episodes. How is it going to end? And Phineas acknowledged the emotional bravery patch and proceeds to hug Isabella. And the second will reveal how the rest of the world was cured. And I have a video for that.
Isabella, are you okay?
It's a little foggy. You're building the vortex sprayer?
That sticks out in my brain is your patch. But I do know that I'll hang on to this patch for the rest of my life.
Oh, Phineas.
Am I interrupting something?
Well, this part when Isabella was in the lodge was played in the 5th act, which is animatic, which you can find, which is also in the link down below, which I put. And if the ending wasn't fully cut and it was put in for the final cut, it would have been the original canon of official of the Finabella. which would have made At Your Age pointless, but then again, it was development at the same time as At Your Age along with this special, which is the reason why they had to change it. It's just speculation. But in the other hand, Aliki Theophilopoulos' original storyboards of Isabella's confession scene, Phineas was going to kiss Isabella, but according to Aliki, it was deemed a little too much. It is the same line, but it added, I know it sounds silly, it's just if this is our last day of Earth, I mean, you're the first person I know where it started, and God, I always felt, in the earlier version, he grabs her and kisses her, but it was deemed a little too much as it was cut. She wanted to add it scenes of the two standing still, and it is easy to leave them just talking here, but she wanted to make sure and push the emotions and acting for this scene, particularly with Isabella. It was a big moment for her, which would have been the scene for the final cut. As much as I like Finabella, but I'm glad it got cut because it contradicts what happens earlier when he forgets about her. But it would have modified for a bit and mentioned that he forgot about her and then couldn't stop thinking about her. It would have been very interesting if they keep this scene for the final cut, which would have blown their minds. Can you imagine this wasn't cut? Finabella would have been officially canon on October 24 instead of February 2015. Then again, Finabella fans have been waiting since 2007 to make sure both of them become together, which sadly doesn't happen till February 2015, but that's the point. We did some of the civilians in Danville turned into a pharmacist off screen, but we don't see none, but then again, it's because he had squirrel power, which could be the reason why he's not been functioning properly. Fun fact, episodes that also aired on October the 4th, Gravity Falls episode Little Gift Shop of Horrors and Wonder Yonder, The Gift to the Gifting, as although none of these episodes are from Halloween. Remember Candace said,
and when does it ever rain here?
Danville had rained 8 times, including the great indoors when you rushed out to get your mom. It's either the writers have forgotten or Candace being not as intelligent. When Perry turns into a pharmacist, Doofenshmirtz shouted,
Not Perry the Platypus! Enough of you bees!
Phineas and Ferb and Isabel can hear Dr. Doofenshmirtz shouting when they were on the pulley system to the water tower. However, they should not know that his association are with Perry when he shouts. As Perry lives in a different life with Dr. Doofenshmirtz than he does with them, and Major Monaco has erased their memory of Agent P in Phineas and Ferb in the second dimension. But ultimately, it's an issue the kids had lost their memories of everything they built in the Vortex Sprayer, which changed back, which it contradicted anyways. And that makes me thinking it was the right decision not to include Phineas and Isabel kissing, otherwise their memories would have got erased anyways. And there's a lot of trivia in this special which you can find in the Wikipedia, and I scroll it 100 times to make sure. Pause it if you want to. And I'll show it to you screen earlier as it premiered Drew with 2 million views, 236, along with 41 adult ratings, which is so huge even though it's heading towards the end of season 4 of Phineas and Ferb, which shows you that even though some people say it should have ended in the second dimension, that shows you evidence that in season 4 you can still make a great season of Phineas and Ferb. I did 2 polls to Phineas and Ferb fans. Have you watched Top Gear or the Grand Tour or both of them? 28% said yes, 60% said never watched it but I love to, 56% said never heard of it. It shows you the evidence that some people in the Phineas and Ferb fandom has never watched Top Gear or the Grand Tour. And as a guy who watched Top Gear and Grand Tour a lot, I know about them, but you can't really blame them if they don't know it. Unless you watch some of the clips and that, it will be okay. I also did another poll on would you want to see Rodney return to the revival. 16% said no, as 84% said yes. And overall, Rodney has been in prison and he hasn't been seen in season 5, maybe in season 6. If the voice actor for J.E.G. or Tenner's not available, even though he's not working for the show anyway, maybe they can get a new voice actor like Eric Bowser who does Mars the Martian in the Looney Tunes show. And his voice sounds like that for Rodney, so it could work. After this will be the Phineas and Ferb Star Wars crossover, my favourite crossover, and then Candace against the Universe, The Last Day of Summer, musical clips The Countdown by Kelly Osbourne, the 4 episodes that take place in the post-summer era, spin-off, and of course At Your Age. Sorry I have to keep you for far too long, but it is what it is. That is what I got for the final thoughts so far, but I will be doing a new poll when it comes in my community tab when it goes live. But until then, hope you have a fantastic day. As always, see ya.